The Gambia Angel Investors Network on Tuesday organized an investment day for Gambia's private sector to showcase its value proposition to a local and international audience that include actors and investments, entrepreneurship, development, cooperation, and the public sector. The event brought opportunities for entrepreneurs to exhibit their products, pitch to investors, and participate in talks around the topic of promoting investments in the Gambia. Speaking at the event, the chairperson of the Gambia Angel Investors, Ami Bensouda, gives an overview of the event.
Statistics that is routinely touted is that the private sector accounts for over 50% of gross domestic product (GDP) in this country, is responsible for the majority of jobs created, and is the key source of what innovation that exists. Yes, innovation might be at a very nascent stage in many respects, but no doubt continues to grow, sluggishly perhaps, but incrementally, despite the challenging environment which we all recognize. Our view, again, is that the future lies in private enterprise, and this is shared widely. It is therefore imperative that entrepreneurship is not only nurtured, but its growth given greater impetus. In this regard, business leaders, including the professions, complemented perhaps by thought leaders, must take the lead in stimulating, directing, and harnessing this growth.
Talking on the theme, positioning the Gambia as a regional service center, the CEO of TAF Africa Global, Mustafa Njai, says Gambia has a beautiful tropical weather for tourists.
A beautiful tropical weather for tourists. Tourists come in here and they love it. So that's also another strength that we have. Then, a youthful population. I think we have over 60% of our population are youth. But again, across the board in Africa, it's more or less the same. Now, our social diversity and cohesion, I think that's a strength. At times when I have guests with me, they are surprised at the way we interrelate. Now, agriculture. Agriculture for this country is a strength. Fertile soil, good amount of rainfall, even the water, underground water, quite a lot of underground water.
Representing the Ministry of Trade, Industrial, Regional Integration and Employment, Omar Baji says investment in sustainable development is a collaborative effort.
To meet the development goals outlined in our National Development Plan will not happen on its own. Government needs to join hands with investors, enterprises, and other visionary institutions and individuals. Today's Investment Day event is a unique opportunity to promote such cooperation. Second, we need to be willing to listen and to learn from each other. One of the innovative features of GAIN is that it will dive deep into the nuts and bolts of investment in the Gambia. We are lucky to have many people here that have been directly involved in forging large-scale investment into the Gambia. They can provide us with unique insights on what it takes to create and close large-scale deals. Let's think outside the box. In fact, let's dismantle the box and start thinking. But in doing so, we must remain mindful of the local context. More analysis is required to design the financial instruments that can respond to the unique situation of our Gambian economy.
The representative of the International Trade Center, Roberta Reid, says accessing finance is difficult for young entrepreneurs in the Gambia.
Private sector credit in the Gambia is equivalent to only 8% of gross GDP, well below the West African average. Accessing finance is particularly difficult for young entrepreneurs who report that high interest rates and collateral requirements hamper their ability to start new ventures and to ramp up job-creating investment. Startups and MSMEs in need of longer-term investment and risk capital to finance their ventures face additional challenges.
The Gambia Angel Investors Network is a non-profitable entity set up for the purpose of organizing seed founders to invest in Gambian businesses. Reporting for Kerr, Fatou, I am Fatou.